Yo, what is up? It is eggstoast, and today I am here with a banger video where I became a streamer for 3 months. Alright, let's get into it. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about basically the start of the streaming, the ups and downs, the pros and cons, and you know, how far did I get? Because if you're clicked on this video, you're probably wondering, you know, can I get famous streaming just on your own? And I kind of did it, but you know, it has its pros and cons. And so let's get into it. If you look about my video about where I was like talking about Gavin quit, in that video right here, I talked about how I wanted to lock in on YouTube and sort of actually, you know, make a living off of it. And I had set up all my stream setup, and I'm like, at the very end, I was like, you know, I might start streaming.
After I grow bigger on YouTube, because it's very hard to start streaming, I do want to start streaming though. I want to move past YouTube, and I want to start streaming, because editing is hard, I don't have an editor, and...
Little did I know, that maybe week, I started my first stream on TikTok, and we're going to start off with right here, the come up. So, the come up with me streaming when I started, I mainly got the motivation from this guy named Andrew11707, right here. And he's this guy, he streams on TikTok, he gets probably 200 viewers, 300 viewers, he's been streaming for probably 3 years. And he does Fortnite customs, which if you know what that is, it's just like what Nick830 does, you know, stuff like that. But I was like, you know what, I could actually do this. So, day one, out the bag, I pull up, I start streaming on TikTok. And the reason I chose TikTok was because if you've heard anything about streaming these days, it's very hard to start streaming in 2026. I mean, there's so many streamers, you can't get seen. It's nobody's looking for new streamers. It's just all taken up by people who are already in the business. But TikTok, you don't need to look for streamers. You're just scrolling on your phone, and then boom, there pops up eggstoast.
Maybe I'll be moving on, and I think it should be something.
Pops up eggstoast, and you see a stream, and you're like, you know what, I want to play, and then you play. So I chose TikTok, and this was probably the best decision I ever made. So this was the day before Christmas Eve. I did my first stream ever on TikTok, and it was on this account right here. You can see, this is where I streamed. I have 300 followers, 807 likes, but look at that old username. So back then, this is back when I was still Robloxitarian. If you look at my old intros, I was Robloxitarian, I wasn't eggstoast yet. But, I streamed on here for probably about a week, I would say, and it went great. I mean, I had 70 viewers my first day. I just boomed. It was just crazy. It was like I had been trying to, you know, start on social media since 2016, and no luck. Nobody knows who I am. Well, now some people know who I am, but nobody knew who I was until this started. So I'm streaming on here, and it actually, like, it started to go down, basically. Like, the top was at the beginning, and then it went down. Most people, you start at the bottom, and you bring yourself up. I brought myself down. So, this happened because TikTok has this rule that they made in 2022, I believe, and it says that to go live on TikTok, you need to be over the age of 18 years old. And I'm not over the age of 18. I am 14 years old, but this was the first success I had ever seen in my whole life, ever, since I was 4 years old, with social media, and I just needed to keep going. So I would get restricted. People were in the chat, would spam, report me, and it was just really annoying, and it would constantly be ban after ban. I have to appeal it, and it was the worst. I would go to YouTube for a little bit, try and stream on YouTube. I'd get no viewers. It was just the hardest thing I dealt with. And so I actually had this other account that already had I want to say a few hundred subscribers, or not subscribers, a few hundred followers. And this account I had been using to just make TikTok videos and try and get famous from that. Which, like I said, you know, didn't really work out. But I have like hundreds of videos on there. And I'm like, alright, you know what? I'm done trying to get unbanned on this account. It's not working. You know, I was having some of the worst days ever. I'm just going to move to this different account. And guess what? That account that I used to be just me making TikToks is now the official Real Eggs Toast account. This is me right now. We have 3,400 followers, 301,000 likes. Oh, I just kind of hinted. I'm gonna blur that out. I gotta blur out my bio right there. But yeah, I did pretty good here. But yeah, this was just insane. I started building myself up, getting more and more viewers every day. It was great, honestly. It was just yeah, it was pretty good. So that's about it for the come up. But now let's move on to the peak. So the peak of my streaming honestly lasted for a long time, because when you do social media, like I'm talking about in the beginning, your graph usually goes from here to the bottom up to the top, and you usually keep going from there pretty long. So my career with this, I mean, I was projected to do pretty good. And yeah, so this was probably about, I want to say mid-January until about end of March. And this was just honestly some of the best like moments I've had in my life. You know, I met some really good people and I just kept building up. And yeah, it was pretty good. Like, I want to say just staying consistent. By the way, this whole experiment, I streamed every single day on TikTok, every day. And this new account was not getting banned. I was just keep going up. I would keep going up. And then here comes the money. Just like, I mean, it's just insane. See that right there? $290 in one stream. That was the best stream I've ever had. And it was just like, dude, I'm a streamer now. You know, I'm done with YouTube. And honestly, I apologize if you're a YouTube fan and you watch my old YouTube videos when I grinded YouTube in the summer, then I'm sorry for not letting you know I wasn't going to be on YouTube anymore. But I mean, dude, it was just insane. Like, I didn't realize how much of a career I could make out of this. But everything that's good has to come to an end, and that is where the downfall comes in. So I would say I started falling off around probably, yeah, like the end of March. So we're gonna go back to this Andrew 117711 whatever. We're gonna go back to him. So he was my inspiration to start streaming, but because I was low-key like stealing his viewers sometimes, but it's all love, you know. But like, he started hating on me. That sort of contributed to it. Like, he would, you know, diss my maps, you know, and all this stuff. And it's like, whatever, bro, I don't really care. But then there's the big day. This was probably and then there's the big day. So this was probably like, this was actually, I'm pretty sure it was the first day of spring break, which I was at my peak, literally at the top. I was about to start an analysis, see which was the best custom player. I was going to do gifts every day, free money for everybody. You know, it was about to be lit. But then I got banned. And it's not like a typical ban where it was before like 10 minutes or something. Like, I got full ban. Full ban. And this happened because someone must have paid for me to get botted or something, but my viewers went from like 80 and spiked up to 200 and then dropped, so I got botted and they were all reporting me. And then 5 minutes later I got banned. Like, I literally and I thought this would be like before, where I could sort of peel the ban and try and get it, you know, fixed, but Nah, TikTok was, they were, like, locked and loaded this time. So there's nothing I could do, but I was like, well, I mean, what do I do? I mean, I'm banned where all my fans are. I have a Discord server where I stream, you know, and I can, you know, maybe tell them, oh, I'm going to YouTube or I'm going to Twitch, but, like, Twitch was just, yeah, it wasn't working. I was getting no viewers anymore. Everything, I just fell off. And so, man, it's just, this is where it brings me back to here, like, back to this desk, like, back to YouTube. It feels like, man, it feels like it was 2 weeks ago. I was here talking about, like, how Gavin quit, bro. Like, I'm back to YouTube. And so, I had to quit streaming. I mean, like, I had to quit. There was nothing I could do, and it was just, you know, not that good. Like, it was just not fun anymore. Now, let's move on to the pros and cons of streaming. Alright, so let's talk about what you guys want to hear. We're going to talk about the pros first. So the pros, I'd say, with streaming are your fan base. You're way more interactive with your fan base than you are with YouTube because you're live with them and you can interact with them, and they're more likely to stay with you as fans. Like, I don't think I have a single fan, actually, that's watched me from YouTube. I'd say another pro with live streaming is it's way easier to stay consistent because you just have to hit go live. That's all you have to do, and then you're live, and then you have people keeping you accountable, which that's another pro. With YouTube, there was no one there to keep me accountable. I was just pure motivation, pure discipline, and pure obsession with YouTube that kept me posting daily YouTube videos for probably 3 weeks this summer. 3 weeks, that's 21 videos I posted consistently daily and edited all myself. That was pure motivation. But when it comes to live streaming, you have people who are there to support you, motivate you, and it makes it a lot easier to, you know, go out there and actually stream every day. And then my last and final pro, which this could be a pro for YouTube and a pro for honestly any social media, but it definitely shown with the actual live streaming, it's the money. So I'm not gonna go into crazy details, but when it comes to TikTok, you can just go live and people can just give you $200 right there. Because with a small YouTuber, you need to be monetized, so you can't be a small YouTuber and make money because you need to be big, somewhat big. Like, I'm not monetized on YouTube. I'm not going to make any money on YouTube until probably a year, 2 years. You know, it's going to be a long time, but, yeah, that's definitely the pros with streaming. And now let's go to the cons. So, the cons for streaming, this is how I experienced it personally. I did Fortnite customs. I honestly don't like Fortnite. I quit probably 2 years ago, and it's just like, you can't really take breaks from it. You can't move to a different game, because once you build that fan base that, like, really likes Fortnite, and this might be a problem with just Fortnite, but it could also be streaming in general, they don't want you to change. They don't want you to do anything else. They could just move to the next guy over. They're not going to sit there and watch you play Elden Ring or watch YouTube videos. They're gonna want you to play Fortnite because that's what you started with, and that's why they came here to watch you. And so you basically restart anytime you switch to a different niche. But with YouTube or TikTok, you can just post whatever you want, and, you know, people will find you and they'll say, oh yeah, this video's cool, I'm gonna watch this video. You know, it's not like the streams where they're just gonna get bored, and once they're bored after just 2 seconds, they're just gonna leave, you know. And then I'd say another con with streaming is you can't go live once a week. You can't go live. You need a set schedule, and it needs to be daily, especially at the beginning. You need to be streaming every day. And that is honestly the most tiring thing. Based off of what I'm gonna do, if you're watching this as someone who became my fan because of streaming, I'd say just stick in the Discord, keep watching me, keep watching my YouTube videos. I'm gonna stay consistent. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm a pretty lazy person, but we'll see what I can do. I'm gonna try and stay consistent, and I'm gonna, you know, take this back to where I was going to back last summer. That was a whole freaking year ago. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah. And alright, that is it for today's video. I want you to let me know if you guys think that this was a good idea to start streaming, a bad idea. what you guys think. If you think I should start streaming again, then you know what? Tell me I should. I don't know. But, alright, so make sure you go down there, right there, and click that subscribe button. Click the like button. Comment down below. Join my Discord if you're new. And follow me on TikTok. Alright, that is it. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one.